Hi everyone, today we are going to bring you what we think is the latest news from Volkswagen Commercial, so keep watching.
So I'm sure all of you have been all over the Facebook groups, all over all the forums and everything. Lots of stuff going on in the last couple of weeks. So we thought it'd be good just to consolidate what we know. We've been asking a few different people. We've been trying to find stuff out for you so we can give you, try to give you actually some the facts as much as we can get hold of, basically. And we've literally come off the phone about half an hour ago from one of the dealers as well, with some hopefully helpful intel. So we're going to talk about Transporter 6.1. Is it coming to an end? Is it finished? Can you order one now? Can't you order one now? What's happening in the future? And we're going to talk about California in particular. So ocean, surf.
Ooh. Surf.
So yeah, we'll cover all of that stuff. Right. Transporter then.
Yeah, I saw something on a Facebook page yesterday where somebody had wanted to order one and were told, no, that's it, end of, which sent me in a bit of a, thought that was a bit soon.
And let's be honest, after going around the show, literally a couple of weeks ago, whenever it was,
1 week ago,
seeing so many vans based on the Transporter 6.1, and no doubt they'll have taken loads of orders for all of those, and this person then obviously went reported on the Facebook group to order one, and the order book is closed. And we know, don't we, that the delivery time scale for a Transporter has been 9, 10, even 12 months. And we also know from information that Volkswagen previously put out that the new Transporter, code name unknown yet actually, whether it's going to be the T7, but they've called the new multivan the T7, so it's probably not going to be the T7. Unless they're going to have two T7s.
7.5.
Is going to be based on the Ford platform going forward from 2024, I believe.
Yeah.
Which leaves a bit of a limbo land for what's happening in 2023. So we wanted to find out what was going on. So we rang our friendly dealer, Breeze in Poole, and they've given us everything that they know, basically, and bearing in mind the dealers were only told this stuff a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Volkswagen have a nasty habit of doing this. I went to order a Golf R back in 2019, 20, something like that, and it was literally the day before they stopped you being able to order them, which was lovely.
So what Breeze have told us is, so the Transporter 6.1, so Cali's are slightly different, so just put that to one side for a second. Transporter 6.1, you can't order a factory build at the moment. Full stop. So they will not take a factory order at the moment, which is a bit of a concern. They just happened overnight. What Volkswagen have said to dealers is that they will be coming out shortly with some pre-selected models. And effectively what this means is you're going to have
Parts bucket specials.
Where they're basically trying to use up all the different bits and pieces which make Transporters. And if you were in business, you'd probably want to do the same. So instead of having it just as you want it, so completely factory order, spec all the different bits you want and everything else, they're going to come out, and I think they said 4 models of the Transporter which are going to be available, and you'll be able to pick one of those 4 models. That's what you're going to get.
So no options whatsoever.
They didn't say,
it might be colour.
Didn't say no options, but that could be the case. We just don't know yet. But they've been told there'll be 4 models, and that's to help streamline exactly how they're going to use up all their stock, all the different parts which make up a Transporter. So
sad, but it makes sense, doesn't it?
I think we've seen it coming for a little while in cars as well, because where you used to be able to buy, a base model of something and then add on a few bits of spec as you wanted it for you. They're all in packs now, and WLTP changed a lot of that stuff around emissions testing and everything else, because you have to test each individual model or specification. So manufacturers have tried to rationalise over the years, but the Transporter can't order a factory one right now. There will be some pre-selected models you'll be able to choose from coming down the line. And that
do we know if that's the Combi as well? Or is that literally just the Transporter van?
No, Combi as well.
Combi as well.
Yeah, they said Combi as well. So that will then run now until the end of production, and that's how it will run. So if you want a T6.1 van, you need to start talking to dealers and get close to the dealers so you can see what those specs are, which are coming out soon, and so you can pick one that you're going to be happy with.
Fits the bill.
Yeah. If you've got something like a Sportline or a Sportline Black Edition, they're rare as anyway. Keep hold of it. Don't sell it. It's going to be a really desirable
collector's item.
Yeah. If you've got 4Motion, probably should have said this at the start of the video as well. So 4Motion you can't order on a Crafter or a Transporter at the moment. That's through parts supply for the 4Motion parts. It's not through Volkswagen saying that they're finishing the 4Motion full stop. So
good news and bad news.
Yeah, so we might see the 4Motion come back if parts supply comes along line, but they've said it's minimum 9 to 12 months away that they're going to open the order books for 4Motion again. That's the same for MAN TGEs as well. So if you're thinking about one of those for a bigger campervan, same issue there. So not good.
No,
not good. But if you've got a 4Motion Cali or you've got a 4Motion van, again, you know, that might be worth quite a bit more now than it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, shouldn't have sold.
So yeah.
I told him we shouldn't have sold.
These things happen, don't they? So I think that's probably it on the Transporter side, isn't it?
Probably.
In terms of news. California news then. Right, so there's been a press release from Volkswagen this last week around a new model that they're introducing called the California Surf. Which we know nothing about, clearly.
I've managed to stand on a surfboard once.
Because when did you ever see anyone surf like that? The California Surf, if you read, it's really ambiguous. If you read the press release, you're kind of left wondering, what is this? Is it a beach?
Is it even based on a Transporter?
I don't know. So is it a Volkswagen? I had to try and find out a bit more and see, like, what is going on with this? What is this model? Because actually, a new model in the California range is big news.
Big news.
Even if it's a limited edition or something like that, you know, we're all massive fans of the California. So as soon as something California comes along, which is different and new, it's always quite exciting. So the Surf.
So what is the Surf then, Will?
Sorry, big build-up
Come
here.
on, Len.
This is going to be such a letdown.
Come on.
The Surf.
It's a spare part special.
It's a spare. No, it's not. No, it's not.
No.
The Surf is basically an ocean with some bits taken off, or which
beach with some bits added on.
No. It's an ocean, so it's got the kitchen.
Yeah.
2-burner hob and the sink.
So
and all
are
of
you
that
trying
sort
to
of stuff.
tell me it's actually a coast, but they've decided to call it something else related to the coast?
It's like Coast Plus.
Oh, okay.
Because it's got the rear aircon. You know,
It's got the overnight heater.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't have an electric roof though. So
Okay.
I think there's actually some people out there who have got Oceans at the minute, which might look at the Surf and go, you know what, that's actually a really interesting option, because some people are fans of the electric roof, some people aren't, because of how complex it is and the hydraulics.
Yeah, and you don't
all
have
that
the
sort of
option
stuff.
not to have it on an Ocean, do you?
That's right.
Yeah.
But you do want the kitchen, you do want the rear aircon, because if you've got a dog in the back, rear aircon's good.
Kids.
And all that
Or
stuff.
kids, yeah.
All right, kids. Don't worry about the kids.
Kids can cook, dogs need to be kept cool.
So it's basically Volkswagen's way of being able to try and get some camper vans on the market for summer. So if you ordered a Surf...
Is that summer 2023?
2023.
Blimey.
If you order... What they're saying is if you order a Surf reasonably soon when they're launched, and I'll come on to that, if you order one reasonably soon when they're launched, you're going to get it for summer. Which in California terms is good going, because usually
That's blooming
it's
good
like,
going, isn't it? Like 3 months or something.
It's like a year plus, isn't it, sometimes. Whereas if you order an Ocean, that is going to be a long lead time.
Summer 24, probably.
Well, it could be the last of the very last of the Transporters, basically.
Yeah.
And that's all going to be down to part supply. And
So what don't you get then?
well, I don't actually know yet. That's the problem.
So I presume it's going to be a kind of a lesser Ocean, but kind of lesser in terms of like the actual. Well, yeah, but lesser in terms of necessarily the spec of the van then.
Yeah. So,
but you're probably not going to be able to put options on it then. It's going to be literally.
I think it's going to be that spec, but again, we don't quite know yet. Colours and things don't know yet. I'll put on the screen along the bottom how much the entry level price, or the price that we know in the press release from the Volkswagen team what the price of the Surf is going to be. But I think they said it was about £5,000 cheaper than the Ocean.
Right.
So it obviously is going to have less spec than the Ocean. My guess on that, when you read through the press pack for this, the things it doesn't talk about, because it talks about rear aircon, it talks about the kitchen, it talks about all this lovely stuff.
Well, yeah, they're not going to tell you what you don't get, are they?
What it doesn't talk about is things like LED headlights, for example. It doesn't talk about electric roof.
So basically, it's a chip shortage special.
Could be. Again, we're surmising a little bit here. But if there was any ambiguity about what the Surf is, so is it a beach with something else inside, or like a beach plus?
Then
so
no,
lots
it's
of
not.
spec.
It's
no,
an
it's
Ocean
not.
with some
it's got a kitchen,
missing some bits.
Correct. So it's got the normal kitchen in it and everything else. What we don't know is anything like the cupboard design. We don't know if it's going to be the same grey or it's going to be wood or
because the Coast was like a kind of whitey kind of washed sort of thing.
Yeah, and in the T6 in Europe, you could order it with a kind of whitewashed wood effect, which was fantastic.
Nice.
I loved that.
Yeah,
you couldn't get it in the UK. So we don't know yet. I will put a link to the press release. You can have a read yourself, see what you think. The full price list, we're told, is coming out on the 21st of March. So not long to wait. But that is also going to have a brochure for the Surf as well. We don't know what alloys it's going to have. We don't, assuming it's got alloys.
Bin lids.
We don't. I don't think so. We just don't know that much about it really. But like I say, we know it's basically an Ocean without some of the bits on.
And interesting, you can get it for this summer.
Yeah, and if you want an Ocean, you want one of the very last Oceans. Actually, you're going to be waiting a long time for it because they're pushing those right out in terms of delivery because they're going to be doing this Surf for the summer. So that's the news, and there it is. Volkswagen twists and turns are quite something, aren't they? It's difficult to know what they're thinking next. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the T7/Ford thing, whatever they're going to call it.
Ford wagon.
Ford Porter. No.
Well, no, it's because it's Ford Volkswagen, so Ford wagon.
Oh, okay. But
that's where I was going.
I was thinking Transporter and Transit.
Yeah.
So that would be a Transporter then.
It would. I think mine's better.
Yeah.
Ford wagon.
Well, I don't know. Transporter wins. Transporter wins all round.
Or Volksord.
Oh, jeepers. No. Let us know in the comments below what you're thinking about Volkswagen at the moment. Are they doing the right things? Have you got eyes on a 6.1 and you want to see what one of these new 4 models is going to be? Let us know if you're interested in the Surf. It's going to be
I think that's quite interesting. The Surf.
Yeah, can't wait to see one.
I think, to be fair, some of the trips that we've had where we've been really worried about pulling the roof down in horrifically high winds, we probably wouldn't have been quite so worried if it had been a manual roof.
I think you can control it a bit more, can't you? Yeah, definitely.
So that is interesting.
It's good. Sounds good. Right, let us know in the comments below what you think, and we'll see you again soon for some more California time.